these islands are simply ruled by climate, weather, and wind. We gather here with the Juvante team. My name is Thierry Verstraete, born in Belgium, Europe, father of 4 children, husband, entrepreneur, and sailor for over 40 years. Considering myself as a world citizen with a continuous hunger to discover what could be hidden behind the divine horizon line, where the sea meets the sky. They call them the Maybe Islands because here the weather decides everything. Boats, flights, even dinner plans, all subject to change. One minute it's calm, the next it's fog, wind or rain. So people adapt, plans are flexible, no one's in a rush. Around here, maybe isn't a problem, it's just a way of life.
Turn to me as if you're Kai. We're having a conversation here.
Kai. Do I look cold? Okay. Cool. I'm really cold. I've spent years capturing other people's stories at sea. Beautiful yachts, exotic ports, and the tales of our industry. But somewhere along the way, I realized I was ready to tell my own journey. My story with the ocean started early. At 14, I was on expedition boats in the Bahamas studying marine life. The sense of discovery, of being part of something wild and unknown, it's always stayed with me. And now I'm in the Faroe Islands, my first time here. Rugged, remote, and completely off the usual map. A place where boating isn't a lifestyle, it's survival, tradition, identity. I'm Oriana, and this is just the beginning.
Set in the North Atlantic between Iceland and Norway, the Faroe Islands are a remote archipelago of 18 volcanic islands, shaped by wind, water, and time. With a population of just over 54,000, they're known for dramatic sea cliffs, thriving seabird colonies, and some of the world's roughest, most unpredictable weather system. The Gulf Stream keeps the climate mild year-round, while deep ocean fjords carve safe harbors into the coastline. From ancient Norse settlements to modern sustainable fishing, these islands have always lived in rhythm with the sea. This is our discovery of the Faroe Islands.
But before, when you depended on rowing between the islands, or always the weather would dictate what you did or did not do. So some have called it land of maybe, because it's always like, oh yeah, maybe, but we'll see. You know?
I love that.
Yeah, and also
Maybe.
yeah, something just comes up because the weather didn't permit, and people are extremely flexible in every sense. You see it more when you have been abroad. And you come back and you see the value of this place, especially today when you have many areas that are polluted or overpopulated, and you come back and like I don't lock my door, and most people just leave the key in their car. It's very safe. The people here, like you can have many nice places, quiet places, but people here are extremely calm. that thing where you have that lake above it, it's a sea. From the edge down to the water is around 30 meters. But when the waves are crushing in, the swell is building up. The waves will actually flow over and you'll see the sea flowing back into the water.
I'd never seen puffins before. And I never realized how small they were and how large some of the islands and the cliffs were. When we pulled up to the inlet area and just to look up and see the height of some of these islands, it was breathtaking and terrifying at the same time. It also really amazed me learning how people can build up such infrastructures in places with such harsh environments.
Traditions are kept alive to survive here because we are very remote. And today you can fly everywhere, but then something happens. You're back to what it was before. Huh? We have some extreme forces here. There are even some people who come here just to experience the wild winters.
Yesterday we went to Harriet and John's farm, which is another part of the Faroe Islands. And they have tons of different animals there: horses, sheep, ducks. The Faroe Islands can be a very isolating and remote place, but Harriet and John have built a world here that they've completely made their own.
In the Faroe Islands, there's this thing called heimablutna. It was made so that farmers could host people for dinner to support the farm better, so that you would have another source of income because you would host people for dinner instead of just selling meat. Because hosting people for dinner, it's both to show the Ferries hospitality and to connect travelers and Ferries, but it's also a way for Ferries to sell their food, because there is no slaughterhouse in the Faroe Islands, which means that it's not legal to sell it in restaurants. Now they made an exception to the law, but then you have to say it's unauthorized meat, and not all restaurants will buy unauthorized meat. So this is a way to try Ferries food without going to a restaurant. We have Faroese horses, so they are critically endangered breeds. There are only 90 left of them in the world.
Really?
And they're the heritage breed of the Faroe Islands. And we have 5 of them. The Faroese horses now are mainly used for therapy horses, because they are very, very calm and gentle. I went riding up the mountain last year, and a bird actually flew into the face of my horse from a ditch. And she just lifted her head and was like, "That's insane. What was that?" And then we kept on walking. So they are very, very safe. Yeah. They're related to the Icelandic horse, so they're around that size, but a bit smaller. Sit! Hello! Come! Sit! Come! They have very long manes as well. And in the winter they have, they look like teddy bears.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, because they're made to be outside all year. Like, we train the foal to become very friendly and become easy to handle right away. Because especially the kids handle our horses, so we want them to be bulletproof and safe with the kids.
I didn't realize how strong of a bond Harriet had with the animals there. And hearing from both her and John how she had a sixth sense if one was sick or in need of help was really beautiful. Even though there might be sheep up on the mountain she can feel in her bones when there's something wrong, and she'll go out and tend to them. And being able to experience and see somebody like that in their natural environment, and just someone that's truly motivated by love for what they do, was incredible.
Her name is Alda. It means wave, because we get a lot of waves here in winter, and this is the first that we've bred on our own on this farm. There is a Faroese saying that, or not a Faroese saying, but a lot of Faroese people joke about that the Faroese people were seasick Vikings that got dropped off on their way to Iceland, which in many ways we sometimes believe is true, because I do not know many Faroese people who are not seasick. The fisheries and mainly any maritime industry is the biggest industry in the Faroe Islands. Faroese people have always worked in fisheries. That's been the main thing, like all through generations. Farming has, I wouldn't say never, it's never been the main thing. Someone would be a farmer and probably also a fisherman. But fisheries and the ocean, we also have a saying that the ocean gives and the ocean takes, because that's just how it is.
I mean, the sea is where we get most of our raw material. It affects our work a lot. We on the Faroe Islands have been very dependent on the sea since people came here, both in terms of what we could get out of the sea to eat, but also later on now what we can fish and export. So we've always been rely on what the sea can provide us. In the restaurant we have a 16-course menu or something like that, small servings, and I think 80% of everything that we serve is somehow connected to the sea. It's where we find the most diverse and also highest quality of raw material here on the Faroe Islands. It's a place very near to me. I have my family here, my parents, my wife, my kids. It's a very small community, it's very safe. I had a wonderful childhood here, something that I want to pass on to my kids. Cooking, the food that I'm cooking here in the restaurant is very meaningful, you know, trying to dig deeper into the Faroese food culture and everything that we have around us here. It has also, you know, connected me maybe on a deeper level. As I said earlier, we focus on what we have in the sea, you know, the pureness, freshness and delicate flavors that we get out of sea. In contrast to that, we also serve like the more traditional fermented foods here on the Faroe Islands, and some of those flavors can be challenging for people that are not used to that kind of food. But we try to be very honest about those things. We don't want to hide things. Obviously, we work creatively and we play around with the traditional dishes, but we never want to hide the flavors. So this is still quite honest flavors.
It's an island that completely is desolate of trees. There's no materials here. And when the Faroe Islands were initially being built, especially the island where we went with the Poppins, they had to wait for logs to wash ashore in order to build houses. And having the patience and perseverance to do that is something that is so breathtaking in itself. And they were so resilient, they were able to survive because they were forced to, even in those harsh climates. And we're so accustomed now to going to Home Depot and just buying whatever we want.
You know, time has a completely different. I know for some foreigners who are used to, especially from other countries in Northern Europe, if they come here to work, they can have a problem with this, our perception of time, and being late, and you know. But they realize after that, since people are very flexible, because we're used to that you depend on the weather, things are being cancelled. But then you say, maybe you do something tomorrow or you're late for work. People are so flexible. They always get it back manifold like.
Something that I love about being on the water is time definitely shapeshifts. It's almost like you're doing a really long drive, where if you're driving just to work, 45 minutes can seem like an eternity. But when you know you're driving across the country, 45 minutes is just a blip. And when you're crossing the oceans or going between islands or going between countries on a boat, time does slow down and shapeshift in that way. And when we were on that boat, I had no idea where we were going. I didn't know how long it was going to take. I didn't know what the indicators were going to be when we were getting close to the island that we were going to. So you kind of just learn to relax into it and be part of that moment without the stress of time like weighing on you. So that's what I really like. And just, I don't know, things don't really matter as much when you're like stuck on the ocean. I came here to learn of the unknown, to follow the ethos of Deo Juvante, to be curious and to explore, to step away from the polished version of yachting we all know, and reconnect with what I love about the ocean in the first place. This series is about exploring places that challenge us, meeting people who live by the sea, and rediscovering why the ocean pulls us in, again and again.
Deo Juvante means with the help, with the grace of God, maybe there lies the answer of what is to be found behind this horizon line.